it's funny because people assume I am a very quiet, docile, sweet. I don't know if I'm sweet, my friends will tell you better. The unit, there are these ADs who decided it would be really funny to surprise me with his head outside my vanity. So I've seen cinema properly. I've never studied acting, but I was locked. Everything was finalized. The look tests were done, and I was replaced last minute. And I found out through an Instagram post. The best one, which actually gets me a little emotional till date, was I got a DM that silence is not weakness. That you don't have to be the loudest person in the room to be heard.
Some actors don't need noise to stand out. Shernavaz Jijina is one of them. From Bang Baaja Baaraat and Mirzapur, she has built a presence that feels effortless, honest, and deeply relatable. No exaggerated image, no forced drama, just performances that feel natural every single time. Whether it's vulnerability, strength, or quiet emotion, Shernavaz brings a realism that stays with you long after the scene ends. And that's what makes her one of the most relatable faces of this generation.
Hello, Shernavaz. Welcome to Confessions.
Thanks for having me.
To begin with, what's your story?
So, born and brought up in Bombay, Parsi kid. I was never supposed to be an actor. I never thought I would have anything to do with the film industry. But of course, I would watch every movie that is possible there. Every time I'd come back from school, I would sit and watch Z Cinema. There were these particular movies, like Khoon Bari Mang was this one film which was always on in the afternoon. So I've seen cinema properly. I've never studied acting, never thought about studying it. I was supposed to do law. I almost got through GLC. My parents owned a law firm called Mullah and Mullah. My dad was a partner there. My mom was also an advocate there. And I lost them in 2015 and 18. And they've left a very, very big legacy and have very big shoes to fill now. But yeah, how I got into acting was also really funny. I went to Jai Hind, so I'm a proper Sobo kid, and I had auditioned for an ad film. I'd worked with different, water sport agencies, and I was all over the place. I didn't know what I wanted from life, but the minute I faced the camera, the minute I gave that first audition, the first take, I knew it was my calling. I don't know why. I can't explain the thrill you get when you're facing the camera. It's not about the glamour part of it. It's not about being appreciated or having those fans. Of course, that's brilliant. But when you face the camera and the joy I feel from inside, it's crazy. And I have the means to put my point forth to help people and to talk about topics which most people would not talk about as an actor. So for me, that's a very big responsibility, and I'd love to explore more of that. So yeah.
How many auditions did you give between Bang Baaja Baaraat and Mirzapur?
Oh, I'm giving auditions today as well. I give at least 3, 4 auditions a week, and it's a hustle, and that keeps going on time and again. It never stops. So hundreds.
Was there ever a point
Mhm.
where you almost gave up on acting?
Recently, yeah. I had an experience where, of course, I can't name the project, but I was locked. Everything was finalized. The look tests were done, and I was replaced last minute. And I found out through an Instagram post. I was really looking forward to that movie, but someone with more influence and a better pull in the industry got picked over me. So yeah.
What was harder, rejection or watching others get opportunities?
Rejection you can still deal with because you'll have reasons for why you were rejected. Filmmaking process is a very subjective process, so sometimes the look doesn't fit the character, the brief changes, the dates are not available. So I wouldn't take losing a project as rejection per se, But when you see people who are not as deserving getting opportunities time and again, when you have to continuously fight and strive for that one project, it pinches a bit.
What kept you going during your difficult phase?
Uh, the fact that I have to live up to my parents' name. I, as I mentioned, I was supposed to be a lawyer. My parents are no more, and they owned a very prestigious law firm. I was supposed to be a criminal lawyer and live up to my dad's legacy. And the way he has built what he has, his entire empire from scratch, it's exactly what I want to do. And every time I feel like I want to give up, I think of him. I think of his law firm, his legacy, and what my parents have built, even though they're not here with me. But I know that if they were here, they'd tell me to keep pushing forward. And it's good to know that my last name is not recognized by my dad's name, and because I've made something in the industry.
Is there any insecurity that
Mhm.
your success hasn't been able to fix?
Oh God, there's tons of insecurities. I mean, success, on the contrary, adds to it. Because the more success you have, the more you have to fight with your past version fights with your present fights with the future. And every day you have to come up with something new. You have to strive. You're competing with others, but at the same time, you're competing with yourself. And there are so many critics around. Sometimes you'll wake up feeling like, my face is not good, like good enough. I need to change this, I need to change that. And as an actor, you're judged even on the stories you put up on Instagram. So we are a bundle of insecurities in general. So yeah,
How do you deal with it?
I go home to my dogs and they give me that unconditional love. Uh, and I have to keep striving because it's just, I have to live up for myself. I have to do it for me, for my dogs, and again, the legacy that I want to leave here.
What's one thing people assume about you that's completely wrong?
That's funny because people assume I am a very quiet, docile, sweet. I don't know if I'm sweet, my friends will tell you better, but that I'm very quiet and calm. I am completely opposite of the character that I've played, which people just usually assume that's my personality. I am loud. I am not funny at all. My sense of humor is not great, but I still laugh at my own jokes. So yeah, I'm just very goofy compared to what people assume, which is the Shabnam aura.
What is your best and worst fan moment?
Worst I haven't had as yet, thank God for that. But the best one, which actually gets me a little emotional till date, was I got a DM one fine day after season 3. That's where there was this woman who had a very toxic relationship. She had a very toxic family and she just could not move out of it. She had no strength. And again, that's a story of a lot of Indian women and a lot of women all around the world because we are silenced every chance we want to stand up for ourselves. And there was a scene in Mirzapur, of course, where Shabnam stands up against Guddu, against domestic violence when he physically chokes her. She stands her ground, even at the lowest moment of her life when she loses her father and she wants to go and get comfort because that's when most women go back. When you need that person, there's this one twitch, one switch where you would go back to your abuser. And that's like Stockholm syndrome a bit. But she stood her ground because Shabnam stood her ground. And for me, as an actor, as a performer, as a human being, that's literally the biggest achievement I could get. That's the biggest praise I could get is that I, my character, gave someone strength to stand up for herself and stand up against a toxic environment. So, yeah, that was a very touching moment.
What's one thing
Mhm.
people completely misunderstand about actors?
That we are very confident, but we are not. We pretend to be confident because we are actors at the end of the day. We are humans. We get judged. We get judged over again a single post, how we look, how we talk. the choice of films, our political views. If we have views, we get judged. If we don't have views, we get judged. So we are not as confident as we appear. It's an act that we put up to survive.
What's the biggest myth about this industry?
Uh, that hard work is the only way to reach where you want to. Because with hard work, you require your talent, you require access to the right people, you require luck, perseverance. Um, and the biggest thing for me is to stand back up every time you get that call that, sorry, did not work out. We'll try something else the next time. So to get back out, to get out of bed, to get into the same hair and makeup and go for the audition and be judged again by casting people, then the production house, then the audience, then everyone. Um, I think that's the big myth that people just, once you work hard, you just get there. And that's not the truth.
According to you, is talent enough today, or does access matter more?
No, talent is not the only thing. It you'd require everything. As I mentioned, talent is required, but then there are so many actors who've been talent who are powerhouses of talent. They're NSD pass outs and they are the best of the best. And they still don't get the recognition and the access to the audiences and the access to the films how they're supposed to. You have to have the right access to people, right connections, your luck. It's a mix of everything.
Has social media made acting careers easier or more difficult?
It's a double-edged sword, to be honest. It is very difficult, but at the same time it's good because you get access to your audience. You can put your art form, your talents, whatever message you want to convey to your audience directly. You can reach out to casting directors, production houses, everything. Your whatever you want to portray yourself as, you can put it up on Instagram. But then there are people who are not, who are very private. Like I wouldn't want to portray my life or my private life on Instagram or on social media. But now I'm pushed to do that because if you're not that relevant on social media, you don't get work. You are judged by the number of followers you have. You are judged by the insights you have, the views you have, and it's a very overlapping, you know, circle that's happening in the industry.
Do actors
Mm.
have bigger mental health challenges?
Yes, 100%. We are humans at the end of the day. We are being judged. We have to go through the mental psychological process of going under someone else's skin, of playing another human being. That takes a toll on you. For me to play a victim today, or a victim of domestic abuse, or to be in a very toxic environment, I have to go into that character's psyche. I have to study her and I have to forget who I am. That is a difficult process. And on top of that, when you give your heart and soul, and then comes the Fridays that we get scared of. And if you're not judged rightfully for that, that also takes a toll. So yeah, we do deal with a fair share of mental health problems.
Do actors have unreal pressure to always be humble?
Yes, we have to be humble, but we can't even be too humble because if you're too humble and too nice, uh, you're a pushover, you don't have a spine, you can't be too diplomatic, but at the same time have a voice. So you need to find the right balance. It's like a proper balancing act that you have to deal with. Yeah.
What happened on the Mirzapur set that people would never imagine?
So there was this one time where Anil George, the actor who plays Lala, so he dies in the show, right? And there was a prosthetic head that they had prepared for again the scene. So the unit, there are these ADs who decided it will be really funny to surprise me with his head. outside my vanity. And mind you, we're shooting at 1 in the morning in a very remote location. There's a knock on my door. I'm fast asleep, and there's a head of Lala literally in front of me. And it's so realistic. The prosthetic head looked so good. I was screaming and I couldn't sleep for the next 2 nights, but it was the most petrifying thing, but it was hilarious for the team. So, yeah, we play around with prosthetic heads on set.
Moving on, how much did Mirzapur change your life?
Oh, it put me on the map. It changed my life in a very, very drastic way. Um, it's it's given me the opportunity to be in the same room as other actors. It's given me the opportunity to showcase my talent and my hard work without having some backing, some major backing. And the love and the respect I have received from the industry and the audience, it gave me an opportunity to do that. The entire show, I'll be grateful to the whole team.
What did playing Shabnam teach you about life?
That silence is not weakness. That you don't have to be the loudest person in the room to be heard. And in a male centric world, you can be loving, caring, soft, and still mark your territory and still mark your presence and be seen without screaming, yelling. So, yeah, it's possible.
If you could change one thing about your character's journey, what would it be?
Nothing, absolutely nothing, because she's not my creation. She's Guru, Karan, and Puneet sir's creation. She is excellent Amazon's creation. And what makes her her is her entire journey, and her journey is still going on. We have a long way to go, and she's budding into a beautiful butterfly throughout the whole show. So, not a single thing. I wouldn't change anything about Shabnam.
What's common between Shabnam and Shernavaz?
We love too hard. We do. We're very emotional. Uh, we love the people, I mean, who stand for us. We'll do anything. I would kill for my friends and my family members and my dogs. I would literally kill. And so would she. So we carry our hearts on our sleeves. So that's one thing I have in common with her.
Which actor's work ethic impressed you the most?
Oh, it has to be Ali, hands down. He's been my co-actor for so long, for so many years, from the start of my career. He's fantastic in his art form. The way I have seen this man rehearse again and again and again. He does not stop rehearsing. He will keep doing things to make his character better, sharper, more relatable. And he did the same thing for me. He helped me get life to Shabnam all the more, add parts of my personality to Shabnam. Like he made sure that Shabnam had more authenticity, like he did for Guddu. We would rehearse time and again, uh, the dialogue delivery, and even when I would have a solo shot, I would see him sit behind the camera and still give me cues with the same enthusiasm that he would in a two-take shot. And very, very few actors would be that generous with their co-actor and make sure that everyone on set delivers the same way he does, with the same enthusiasm. And once he gets into his character, Ali's gone. It's good. It's all over there. So yeah, he's fantastic. He teaches me a lot. And then I come from a show which is a powerhouse of actors. There's Shiba ji, there's Rajesh ji, there's Pankaj Tripathi, there's Devendu, Abhishek Banerjee. Everyone has taught me something or the other. And till date, even when we go back on set, I keep learning something new about everyone. I'm very lucky to be working with actors and tons of them in one show. So yeah.
Moving on, what kind of roles are you waiting for now?
I would love to play any and every role there is. I would love to play a zombie to an old man. That's the dream. But right now, I'm trying to dig into more gray characters. I want to explore that territory a little bit more. A few action films is what I'm trying to. I'm trying to diversify from what I've been playing.
Was there a scene from the show that stayed with you personally?
Uh, Honestly, there were tons, but there was this one particular one where Shabnam and Lala are having a conversation when he was in custody, and she very sweetly is trying to make her father understand that she is the son as well. And Lala says कि तुम में हमने बेटा बेटी में फर्क नहीं रखा है. And it sort of stuck with me because even right after the scene, I thought about how my dad did exactly the same thing. I do have a younger brother, but he's never stopped me from becoming an actor or doing anything for the matter of fact. There was no difference between me and my brother, and he always pushed me whenever I had doubts in myself. So it that somehow really personally stuck with me. So yeah.
What's next for you?
So we have two regional films. I can't really disclose the name. I really hope you give the same love and support you've given Shabnam for Mirzapur. And I want you all to go to the screens to see it. So it's going to be a nice surprise. Very different characters, quite different from what I've been playing. So fingers crossed, really excited for that. And then, of course, we have season 4, and that continues. We'll have season 5 and 6 till you guys give us the love and allow us to continue. So, yeah.
That's great. So, before we wrap up, what are your top recommendations?
Mm-hmm.
One book you highly recommend.
I am reading this book called Butter by Azako Yuzuki. It's a Japanese book, and it is actually based on a true crime case. It's initially you would feel it's about food and relationships. It's so nicely written, but it talks about very dark topics, which is body shaming, embarrassment, misogyny, how women are portrayed in a very strict cultural environment. So yeah, it's a very, very interesting book. I think everyone should have a read.
One show that
Mm.
you binge on.
Modern Family. I can never get enough of it. And The Office. It's Michael Scott is my spirit animal, and I absolutely love that show. I can never get enough. So then I have a very heavy day. If I'm shooting for a very intense character, I want to come back home and switch off mentally. I'll sit with my dogs and watch Michael Scott make a fool out of himself for the 15th time.
One film that's a must watch.
The Truman Show. Jim Carrey has done a fantastic job. He's absolutely remarkable. The way he portrays his character, he's unaware of how his entire life, all his relationships, it's all a facade. Everyone's acting. His own reality. He questions his existence, his reality. And that's the way we are living right now. We live in a world of social media where everything is on Instagram, but that's not the true life we are living. And the audience, again, is watching what we do. So we are acting like we are in the Truman Show. That's literally what we're going through right now.
One Parsi food you highly recommend.
I can't recommend just one. We have the whole patra. I mean, if you start with one, you have to finish everything. We've got the patrani machi, we've got custard, laganu custard, we've got palau dal, we've got the Russian cutlets, the sarya, the roti, the acha. It's everything. You start from that and you have to finish everything. But one thing I can eat all the time is palau dal. I can have it for breakfast also. So that's very weird, but yeah.
Thank you for sharing your story with us.
Thank
It
you.
was a pleasure having you here.
Thanks for having me.